the ambassador said, you know, I've made a lot of money in America because of the American people, and I want to give a gift back to the American people, and my gift will be to spend $500 million to try and improve public education. Families in Schools grew out of what was a parent engagement task force that we had with LAMP, the Annenberg Grant. And our initial view was, let's start an organization to focus on getting parents involved in the education of their kids.
The parent is the child's first teacher. The parent is the child's lifelong teacher. And as educators, as community advocates, in all these multiple roles that we play, it really is our responsibility to get the information out to the parents. Read With Me was really the first large program that Families in Schools set out to implement. And so the fact that the teacher is able to provide a parent education class to show parents how to read the books in the Read With Me backpacks is just incredibly powerful.
I first started working with our Read With Me, Lea Conmigo program, which brought literature books to our first graders. Parents were very excited to take them home and share them with their children. They were very excited to have activities that they could take home and do as a family.
Families in Schools has really developed a very valuable bond with educators. And the proof is that 10 years later, Read With Me, Lea Conmigo is still very successful.
We found after 3 or 4 years that we had a huge emphasis on family literacy and early childhood development, as well as an emphasis on the other end on preparing for college and for careers. So what we needed to do is to develop and enhance our other strategic areas of work. And since then, we now have school partnerships, because we promote partnerships with schools, not only with parents, but also with nonprofit organizations. And from that work came a huge emphasis on community engagement and advocacy, because we know that there is a special role that community organizations can play in promoting school improvement and in promoting parental engagement in their child's education. So within these 4 areas, Families in Schools pursues its mission so that families will have not only a respected and proper role in the education of their children, but so that all of their assets are put to work on behalf of their children's goals in succeeding in school.
We believe that communities should be involved in education reform because oftentimes families feel very isolated and alone in their struggles to acquire a quality education. FIS really helped us to understand the dynamics of coalition building and how we can be effective partners as opposed to fighting against competing interests.
You know, that old cliche that it takes a village to raise and educate a child is absolutely true.
Paso al inglés me va a ayudar a mí a que mi hija tenga una mejor vida, una carrera profesional. Yo sé que esto es importante. Pasos al inglés me está dando paso a paso qué necesita mi hija para ir a la universidad. Creo que todos los padres necesitamos esto. Ellos necesitan cómo ayudar a sus hijos.
De que yo los escucho a ustedes, de que dicen sí se puede. Entonces yo he hablado, tengo esa experiencia conmigo misma, de que he aprendido. Yo no sabía nada de esto. He aprendido que sí se puede ir a la escuela, que nosotros más que nada apoyarlos. Y yo les digo a los papás, simplemente apoyen a sus hijos.
Seeing my mom involved, it's a good feeling. I like it because I know she's there. I know she knows what I have to do, and like she knows what the process is about, and she can go through that process along with me.
their communities.
In the next 10 years, I would hope to see us beginning to make better use of technology, you know, so that we might be able to expand our reach.
So the future for families and schools, I think, is going to be a very productive one in our role of helping schools bridge that gap and that divide that exists between the home and the school.
And I think today, if you look, from 1993 to today, almost 20 years later, studies have shown that parental involvement improves student achievement. And now it is becoming to be sound policy to consider parental involvement in the reform movement.
I've seen the organization go from a committee of a larger group to an organization that has become noted, I think, around the country as one of the best at working with parents to help them not only get involved in the education of their kids, but also to help community organizations become better advocacy groups for improving the communities in which people live.